Bonsoir, Celtics fans. CB on the Seas, playing some catch up on to game 19 of 82 against the Hawks on Friday night. Celtics win 114-96. So my pull up three pointer, first point that it was a play in the first quarter. Marcus Smart dove at Jeremy Lin as Jeremy Lin was doing the old roll the ball in bounds and save some clock action. And Marcus Smart did something I've never seen before. He sort of dove at the ball and forced it out of bounds. It was pretty heady, and it's the kind of stuff that we need more of. And we're going to be seeing more of as he gets more and more minutes, and he inserts more and more of his gamer fire into the cocktail of our team. Second point was Stevens playing Rob Williams, bringing him early into the game. I thought that was really good. Rob Williams is an active player, and I really like his energy. And everybody else should too. And that leads us to the third point in the pull-up three, was Rob Williams' line. He only played 9 minutes, but it was pretty efficient. He was 2 for 2 from the floor. He had a nice dunk. He really gets up there a lot quicker and a lot more sure-handed than the other big guys when they get fed in the paint. At least so far, based on limited minutes. He also had 3 rebounds and a nice block. And again, he only played 9 minutes, so love his energy, love his game, love his line. So the top 3 stars of the night. Number 3 star was Rob Williams. Enough said. He was great. I hope he gets more and more minutes. I wouldn't mind seeing him. They sort of throw him into the starting lineup for a quick 5 minutes and then bring him back later in the second half, sort of give him some primetime minutes. He's played pretty primetime minutes against the Hawks, but it'd be nice sort of experiment as they're trying to find their way, perhaps. Second start of the game was Rozier. T. Rose had a really nice game, 25 minutes. He was 5 for 11, but this stood out. He had 3 boards and 3 assists and 3 steals. That was a nice little line. So he had a nice game. More of him would be nice too. And number 1 star was Smart. He got in the game pretty late. He only played 23 minutes, but stood out for me. He had 7 assists. That was pretty great. Led the team in assists coming off the bench. Just a heady player. I know he misses tons of shots and takes a lot of bad shots. And what makes it even worse is that everybody knows he's such a smart player, no pun intended. And he should know that those are bad shots. And he should know that he's not a good three-point shooter and not take those shots. But every 1 in 6 games, he hits 4 for 5 and becomes emboldened for the next 5 games. Anyway, so bottom 3 stains on the game. I think the third stain was Torian Prince. That guy kills us, and he laid an egg. He had I think three fouls in the first quarter. Only played 18 minutes. Goose egg from the floor. Only had 2 free throws. Minus 24. He was pretty bad. Second stain on the game was Young. This is the first time I'd seen him play at this level. And, he was all the rage in the first few weeks of the season, but he laid another egg. He only played 19 minutes, 2 for 7 from the floor. Goose egg from the arc, and, he had a bad game. He only had 5 points, and he was minus 35. Strangely enough, he didn't have the lowest plus minus, or the lowest plus minus rating. That went to Dedmon. He has minus 38, which I didn't know you could go that low. But the number 1 stain for me would probably be, and this is only for one play, it's Hayward, and he's had a pretty, he's sort of muddling through. He's not the same player, but it's still not clear what they're getting for all that money. That's $30 million a year. It's not, I don't think we're getting $30 million worth of player. Yeah, this one play in particular that drove me bonkers. When was it? It was the fourth quarter. he made a nice move to the rim, a hard cut to the rim. Tice fed him the ball, and he had no one near him, and it was the perfect time to really throw it down with authority and test that leg and really sort of expel some anger and some aggression. But he went up and had sort of like a two-handed, not even, Scal called it a dunk. I wouldn't classify it as a dunk. It was like a two-handed layup with a little rim grab, but it was pretty soft, considering there was no resistance anywhere near him. He had a clear path. He gets the number one stain for me. That play just stood out. It was pretty gross. Okay, so my closeout for tonight's show is a recommendation in the kitchen when you're cooking. I recommend using shallots. Shallots are basically a smaller, more flavorful red onion. Just use shallots over onions for a lot of dishes, like anytime you're making like a pasta sauce or some kind of, soup or salad. Use a shallot instead of an onion. Anytime, the recipe calls for onions, try some shallots. They're pretty great. They're tasty. They're easy to work with. They look better. They have more color. And they're not like red onions. They're sort of a little sweeter and a little more flavorful. So shallots over onions. That's my closeout. Okay, next game for my pocket commentaries, CB on the Seas, will be the Dallas game. So stay tuned for that. Au revoir, mes amis.